Wednesday, May 20th to Friday, May 22nd, 7 p.m. nightly, featuring powerful ministry from Prophet Rob DeLuca out of Orlando, Florida, Pastor Wilberforce Okumu from Umbala, Uganda, and dynamic worship with Calvary Temple Praise Team, May 20th to 22nd, 7 p.m. nightly, climaxing Sunday, May 24th at 10 a.m. This is your encounter.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Let's keep it clean. Put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. No, yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not on the streets. Just put it in the trash, my guy.
Bombastic side-eye. Criminal offensive side-eye.
Put it in the trash. Put it in the trash. That's it, that's it. Put it in the trash. Just put it in the trash. Put it in the trash. That's it. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Yeah. We just gotta keep Grand Bahama clean.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. We experienced technical difficulties during our top story. We now replay that report in full as government officials say they are actively engaging United States authorities following DEA allegations. In an official statement from the Office of the Prime Minister, the government confirmed it is aware of allegations emerging from United States court filings linked to an alleged international drug trafficking investigation. Officials say the Bahamas will engage U.S. authorities through diplomatic and law enforcement channels to request further information and evidence, while local authorities begin their own independent inquiries. The matter gained public attention following a May 12 plane crash involving passengers traveling from Marsh Harbor, Abaco to Grand Bahama. All passengers survived. However, officials say one passenger, Jonathan Eric Gardner, was wanted by U.S. law enforcement in connection with an alleged federal drug investigation. The U.S. court documents stem from a DEA investigation into an alleged transnational drug trafficking network operating between the Caribbean and South Florida. The filings allege that a high-ranking Bahamian politician met with individuals believed to be connected to an international drug smuggling organization to discuss an alleged cocaine shipment destined for the United States. The government further stated that where evidence support wrongdoings, those responsible will be held accountable without fear or favor, adding that the chips will fall where they may. Meanwhile, West Grand Bahama MP-elect Kingsley Smith has issued a strong denial after his name appeared in media reports related to the matter. In a statement, Smith described the claims as salacious, defamatory, and entirely ill-conceived, while rejecting any allegations of wrongdoing. Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell also confirmed that the government is actively engaged in a separate consular matter involving a Bahamian citizen who survived the May 12 plane crash and was later taken into U.S. custody. The ministry thanked the United States Coast Guard, Air Force, and other agencies involved in the rescue operation, while confirming that the Bahamas continues to seek consular access to the detained citizen. Switching gears now, a major company is looking to help bridge the gap in unemployment on Grand Bahama by hosting a career fair aimed at connecting residents with meaningful employment opportunities. Sun Oil Company Limited hosted its first major job fair on the island with a focus on frontline customer service positions within Focal Company.
We were looking for persons that are cashiers, we were looking for our service attendants, we were looking for security, as well as custodians as well. In the past 2 days, I would say on average about 100 persons we've seen, and of the 100 persons we've seen, majority of those persons were very talented and ready to work and are hireable persons that we can hire.
Major expressing satisfaction with both the turnout and the potential of individuals who attended the career fair, while informing job seekers that employment opportunities exist throughout the company.
So our site is focalcareers.com. That's focalcareers.com. On that site, you're able to apply to all of our subsidiaries, all of the subsidiaries that fall under the Focal group of companies. So that's Grandson Investments, that's Bahamas Utilities Holdings, that's Sun Oil Limited, CRL, all of those different subsidiaries, you're able to apply at focalcareers.com.
On Saturday, May 30th, Freeport Gospel Chapel and Calvary Bible Church will partner with Lucayan Care Concierge Limited and Western Atlantic University to host a free community health fair and fun day at the Moon McPhee Park. The event will run from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., but organizers say residents can expect more than just free health screenings, as the day will also feature family activities, health education, community outreach, and fun for all ages.
So we want to say how grateful we are to all of the members of the church who has been responsible for donating all of the clothes that's going to be given away on the 30th. Hundreds of clothes. Going to also be feeding everybody until food and supplies last. So the foods are going to be grilled. Going to also have doctors here from Lucayan Care and Concierge Limited. Dr. Deidre Johnson from Lucayan Family Care and Concierge Limited. And she's going to also be bringing several doctors from the university and other partners who are part of this event.
This partnership is said to focus not only on healing the body, but also the mind, soul, and spirit. Pastor of Freeport Gospel Chapel, Philip Thompson, also emphasizing the importance of community initiatives like this one, saying events of this nature help bring people together while promoting health, wellness, and hope.
It's important to us because we've been in this community now for 54 years. In fact, the church is literally within eyeshot of the park. And as a part of our outreach efforts, whenever there's an opportunity to come into the community and to show the love of Christ in meaningful ways, we're happy to do that. But we want to emphasize the spiritual part of it as well and hope to have an opportunity to share with individuals on that day in that regard.
We salute our Facebook friend of the day, Lakiska Thomas. Thank you for your support. And that's a look at stories making news. Shane, what's happening in sports?
Grand Bahama Little League playoffs, they are in full swing. We've got two teams on the way to the championship. You guys don't want to miss the highlights.
That's coming your way next. Thank you, Shane. That's coming your way next. Stay with us.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you came for. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Are you ready? I'm ready.
I am ready.
I am ready. I am ready.
Ready or not, it's here. That's right, the biggest gospel show with me, Uncle T Baby Boy, on 8:10 a.m. That's right, interviews, greatest songs, praise and worship. It's going to be exciting. We're going to take the Bahamas to the world and bring the world to the Bahamas.
You know that it's been the 8 o'clock hour. That means it's time for the morning run mix. Better known as PJ alongside DJ Future. Right? Call me up right now.
DJ Future, this is what you know. I'm locked in. I'm on your run this morning. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Override. Override.
I got you. I got you.
Welcome to the ZNS Total Sports Cave, everyone. I'm Shane Stubbs. The Silver Line Builders Lions punched their ticket to the Grand Bahama Little League Baseball 12U Championship. Their season wasn't the best, but Coach Donovan Cox says this is what the playoffs are all about, getting hot at the right time.
We started off pretty good and we ended pretty good. You know, the senior pitcher, Shiloh, and Philly pitched a really good game, and then Aiden Hall, he came in and shut the door for us. All season, these boys, they've been developing. You know, them being our probably youngest team in the league, they've really took the time out to get better, you know. And all season, I've been preaching to the boys that Only 2 games matter, the first game and the last game of the season.
13-7 was the final score as the Lions knocked off the second-place FES Royals. But for pitcher Shiloh Winfield, he's got a few aspects of his game to work on ahead of the big championship showdown.
My accuracy and working with my legs and not doing with all my arm.
The Lions will play the top-seeded Tigers for all the marbles. Meanwhile, the Royals outlasted the Riviera and Associate Lions 8-2. That win earns them a date with the Bahama Rock Miners in the 10 and under championships. Now, both championship series will be best 2 out of 3 and expected to commence on May 27th. Staying on the diamond in Grand Bahama Secondary School Athletic Association Baseball, the Sunland Stingers continue to roll in the junior division. They had rallied to a 5-1 win over the Jockey with Junior Stars. In the Senior Boys Championship Series, the Tabernacle Falcons evened the score with the St. George's Jaguars, picking up a crucial 5-1 win in that best-of-3 series. That do-or-die Game 3 goes down on Thursday, May 21st at the Emera Baseball Park. And finally, on the gridiron, Grand Bahama Flag Football League rolling along. In 5-on-5 women's action, the off-the-bench Tigers scoring in bunches en route to a 36-6 W over the Arena Vixens. In 9-on-9 men's action, the Buckles 3 Links Bad Boys remain undefeated on the season following their 20-6 win over the Power Raid Knights. And the Connect Shipping Jets also keeping their momentum going, knocking off the defending champion Sky's Limit Rock Boys 20-7. And that's your sports fix this evening. I'm Shane Stubbs. And remember, the future depends on what you do today.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Let's keep it clean. Put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. No, yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not on the streets. Just put it in the trash, my guy.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Shalia Roll.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks so much for watching. Here's a live look at the Bahamas Tonight coming your way next.
The opening of Parliament, filled with pomp and circumstance and steeped in tradition. Wednesday, May 20th, Parliament will reconvene. The government will lay out its legislative agenda for the new session and outline national objectives in the speech from the throne, which will be read from the Imperial Ballroom of Atlantis Resort on Paradise Island. Join the ZNS Network for live coverage of this all-important event. The opening of Parliament, Wednesday, May 20th, beginning at 9 a.m. on the ZNS Television and Radio Network and streaming on our YouTube and Facebook platforms.
Welcome to the Best of Sports World. I'm your host, Carlos Spanky.
Tuesday, 9 p.m., Saturday, 6:30 p.m.
I will be bringing you some of the greatest sporting events on the planet of Earth. Football, basketball, baseball, track and field, NASCAR race, bike week, and oh yeah, the Battle of the Bands. Some of the greatest high school marching bands on the planet of Earth. And the heavyweights of all bands. Bethune-Cookman University marching Wildcats in the 14K versus the Florida A&M Rattlers. I've always said if I could not take the Bahamas to the world, I'm going to bring the world to the Bahamas. We host only the best, and the beat goes on. Bahamas, we're just better than the rest. Watch it.
What does disability look like? In a busy airport terminal, at the check-in counter, at security checkpoints, or even in baggage claim? Passengers with hidden disabilities often go unnoticed. Globally, 1 in 7 persons have some form of a disability. 80% of those disabilities are non-visible. In an airport environment, workers are often unaware of hidden physical, mental, or neurological disabilities that some passengers live with. This can lead to frustration and a less than ideal travel experience. So, how do we make the invisible more visible?
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, expectations high for Wednesday's opening of Parliament as the Davis administration shifts its attention to governance. We have the details of final prep ahead of the big day. Plus, the Davis administration completes its executive appointments with the swearing in of 5 parliamentary secretaries and an alleged drug kingpin to appear in a U.S. court on Thursday. We have the government's response to claims of a public official being involved. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Final preparations underway for all the trappings of tomorrow's opening of Parliament, a ceremony steeped in tradition that will see a partial shift in venue to the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort. Corval Pyfrom joins us live with all the details of tonight's top story. Corval?
There's a lot going on here at Atlantis in the final hours to preparation for tomorrow's opening of Parliament. You know, this came as a shock to many, including a lot of staffers here on this Paradise Island Resort. Many have stopped our camera crew and asked us, hey, what's the setup for? What is, in fact, going to happen here? They, along with visitors here at the resort, have been asking that question as well. Well, tomorrow, because of pending weather, Mother Nature has changed what the plans were. Traditionally, the opening of Parliament, as we all know, Makashla, takes place out in Parliament Square, but it appears as though that's subject to change. Cleopatra Murphy reporting with more tonight.
I'm here with David Forbes, Chief Clerk in the House of Assembly. Now, Mr. Forbes, you know the opening of Parliament is a very big day for the country. Now, first of all, we know there are some 41 members of Parliament going into the House this time around. Tell us about the reconfiguration to accommodate this bigger group.
Well, you know, we have 4 rows of seating in the House of Assembly, and each one of those rows has 10 seats. So for quite a while now, for several decades, we've had 40 seats in the House of Assembly, even though the membership has been less than 40 at times, as low as 38. But also, you have to remember that at one point in time, we had 49 members in the House of Assembly, almost 50. But recently, we've just had to make minor adjustments in terms of making sure that every member has their own microphone. So we've had to add 1 microphone to what was there before, or 1 or 2. Because you remember, even though we have 40 seats on the floor, we have 1 seat which belongs to the Speaker, and the Speaker is one of those 41. So we didn't have to really change anything in terms of the desk and the sitting. We've always had 40 seats on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens once MPs and senators file into the House?
Well, what happens is members assemble, and before they take their seats, before they cross the bar, they have to take the oath of allegiance and oath of qualification. That happens in the House of Assembly and the Senate. Once they have taken the oath of allegiance and the oath of qualification and assume their seat, then the clerk of the Parliament will preside over the election of a Speaker. Once that is done, then the Speaker will preside over the election of the Deputy Speaker. After that, then the Speaker will nominate 3 or appoint a 3-member committee to go to the government house and inform the Governor General of her or his appointment as presiding officer over the House. When that is completed, the committee will return and report to the Speaker that they have carried out those functions. And then, of course, the same thing will be happening at the same time in the Senate. Once that process is finished, then the Senate will move a resolution to adjourn, and they'll go across to the Atlantis Hotel, where in one of the ballrooms, the throne will have already been erected for the Governor General to sit on. And the senators will be there by the time the Governor General gets there, and the House of Assembly members will follow afterwards. Once they arrive, the Governor General will then, well, first of all, once the Governor General arrives, the Senate President will present himself to the Governor General and let them know again that I've been the person who was elected to preside over the Senate. The same thing will happen when we get there. When the House gets there, the black rod from the Senate will be instructed by the Governor General to summon members, the Speaker and members of the House of Assembly. And that will, once that is done, the House of Assembly, the Speaker first of all, the mace, then the Speaker, then the clerks, then the ministers in order of precedence will assemble before the throne. And once everybody is where they're supposed to be, the Speaker will then move and present herself to the Governor General. And after the Speaker would have completed that, the Prime Minister will then move forward and give the Governor General the speech from the throne.
Thank you very much, Mr. Forbes.
My pleasure.
Some very useful insight from the Chief Clerk of Parliament, David Forbes. Back to you in studio.
Cleo, thank you very much for that report. And Makushla, I can tell you they are preparing. We have seen inside the ballroom area where this will take place. Coming up tonight at 11, we will talk with guests who are also here to witness this historic moment. They are pretty excited about it as well. So when LaDawn and I get together with you at 11, we will have that story coming up for you then. For now, reporting from Paradise Island at the Atlantis Resort, I'm Corval Pye For the Bahamas Tonight. Let's go back to you, Makushla.
And you can watch live coverage of the opening of Parliament right here on the ZNS network beginning at 9 a.m. Thanks to Corval and Cleopatra. Now that its full team is in place, meantime, the Davis administration can get down to the real work of governing. But in doing so, the 5 men sworn in as parliamentary secretaries were today admonished to, while executing their duties, to remain humble. Lloyd Allen joins us with the story. Lloyd?
Well, of course, good evening, Makushla, and good evening, Bahamas. Now, the role of a parliamentary secretary serves as a kind of glue between a minister, the parliament, as well as the public service. And today, that glue is set in place through the appointment of 5 parliamentary secretaries, this taking place at Government House at Mount Fitzwilliam. Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Education, Science and Technology, the Honorable Chester Cooper, also reminding the group that based on the tall order of goals set forth by the present administration, the first directive for these public officers is to hit the ground running.
It's the completion of the executive appointments of this administration. With the swearing in of these parliamentary secretaries, the government's executive team is now fully assembled and ready for the work ahead.
Now, the appointees spoke with ZNS News, sharing their hopes on accomplishments, those goals over the course of the next 5 years.
The Prime Minister has assembled this executive team with a clear mandate to deliver. The Bahamian people expect progress, the progress that we promised, that they can see, feel, and trust. They expect the government to move with urgency, to listen, to act, and to remain close to the realities of their lives.
Now, the appointees all spoke with ZNS News, sharing their hopes on accomplishing goals over the course of the next 5 years.
This new administration has a lot of great plans for the people of the Bahamas. My role will be to make sure those plans get communicated to the people of the Bahamas, those get executed. Prime Minister, I work extremely well under his leadership. I'm looking forward to working with him to ensure that his plans are executed.
It's a culmination of works and conversations that, would have started months ago about what the real needs of Abaco and the people of Abaco want and need to see happen from this government. And as well, in the Ministry of Family Island Affairs, I look to bring my vast knowledge of hospitality, real estate, business, all of that, just to bring value to everything that I touch.
Just want to become familiarized with some of the more critical things that you touched on in terms of beach erosion and everything else, because we tend to only look at Nassau, but we got to look at other family islands.
Now, with the full slate of executives concluded, the government team appears now ready for its role over the next 5 years. Reporting live in studio for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, thanks, Lloyd. Now, even following the government's re-election campaign, discussion continues about the role continuity plays in national development. Longtime public servant Luther Smith shares his perspective on governance, public spending, and policy implementation. Leah Cooper takes it from there.
The Davis administration campaigned heavily on the idea of continuity, asking voters for another 5 years to continue the work started during its first term. Longtime Permanent Secretary Luther Smith says there's a reason governments around the world often stress stability, arguing that frequent changes in leadership can slow national development.
In the countries that have done very well, and I think, for example, of a country like Singapore, they have had just about one continuous government, and so their programs and their planning continue over a period much longer than 5 years or much longer than 7 years. And so when we talk, for example, about a national development plan, which is a 10-year plan, that does not bind, for example, an incoming government for the first time, but for a government that has already been in power, it's a program that can be rolled out.
Of course, carrying out large-scale development plans comes at a cost. And with governments often criticized for public spending, Smith says there's sometimes a misunderstanding about how the system actually works.
Well, as one who has worked in the system for many, many years, I can tell you that a lot of the information that comes out regarding public expenditure is, to say the least, sensational. It doesn't work like that. In order to get anything done, you have to go through such a loop, such a rigorous process, that it's almost impossible for there to be waste or for there to be what I would call mismanagement, etc. So I think a lot of it is people don't understand.
Smith also points out that campaign promises cannot move forward without two major things.
Well, one of the key components of any project is financing. If financing is available, that is a major, major step in the right direction. The second very important element is that of having the personnel to implement the project. Oftentimes, projects are designed and you do not realize that they have to be implemented not by themselves, but by individuals.
As the administration prepares for another term, Smith says long-term planning, consistency, and proper implementation will all play an important role in turning campaign promises into results. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
Coming up, a Bahamian alleged drug kingpin to appear in a U.S. court. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
The week moves fast. Move smart with KFC. Monday, start with crunchy deals. Tuesday, you already know it's crazy. Wednesday, keep it under $10. Thursday, the Kentucky Crunch for $7.50. Friday, the meal deal for $9.85. Saturday night, we got you covered. And Sunday, no stove today. The fill-up box feeds the family. Outsmart the week with KFC.
JMC Gaming and JS Events present the 3rd annual Come Go With Me Turks and Caicos Concert Weekend, July 2nd through 4th, featuring from the Bahamas, Gino D, D-Man, and KB. And from the TCI, Gemma, Barbara Johnson, Jack Nasty, Mikey and Kool-Aid. Backed by the Provision Band. Music by TCI's Most Wanted, DJ Shay. Hosted by Super P. And get ready for a Toast of Jamaica, featuring the international artist, Tyrus Riley.
Oh, it's my day.
Backed by Dean Fraser and the Black Soil Band. It's the 3rd annual Come Go With Me Turks and Caicos Concert Weekend, July 2nd through 4th. Ticket location, Mills Variety, Elite Sports Bar, Basic Essential, and Express Gas Station. For info, contact 649-231-0018 or 649-231-3862. Come go with me. Go with me. Go with me. Go with me.
5 cars, catch the keys, don't blink, take these.
Island Luck is giving away 5 brand new cars. Earn 10 reward points for a chance to enter and win. Enter weekly from Monday 12 a.m. to Sunday 2 p.m. Winners are announced Sundays at 3 p.m. on 103.5 The Beat and Island Luck Socials. 5 cars, 5 weeks. The more you play, the better your chances. Visit islandluck.com for more information. Catch the keys only at Island Luck.
Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
Hello? Hi, this is Roger from Fidelity Bank. We've detected a possible breach on your account, so we've placed a temporary hold on pending transactions. Huh? Please check your email and give me your one-time password to confirm.
Ain't nothing happening.
Whoa!
Remember, Fidelity will never ask for your account details. If in doubt, contact us first. Fidelity Bank, protecting what matters most.
Fidelity. We're good for you.
And you're looking at a shot there just off the coast of Governor's Harbor in central Eleuthera. And that shot courtesy of our friend, drone pilot, Kyson Miller. Thanks, Kyson. Welcome back. The Bahamian government breaking its silence tonight on explosive allegations tied to a U.S. drug trafficking investigation and the arrest of a Bahamian in America. Claims now surfacing that a politician may also be connected. Officials say local authorities are launching a probe as well, warning that whoever is found responsible will face the consequences. LaDawn Davis tells us more.
Good evening to you. A stern commitment from the government following allegations emerging from a United States investigation into an international drug trafficking case and the recent arrest of a Bahamian in the United States. The allegations have also surfaced referencing a Bahamian politician. In a statement, the government says it has taken the matter seriously and will seek to engage U.S. authorities through the proper law enforcement channels to obtain any available information and evidence related to the investigation. The statement further noted that local law enforcement agencies will begin their own inquiries into the allegations. However, the government says it has not received any official information identifying any public official in connection with this matter. Still, officials insist that the chips will fall where they may, maintaining that anyone found to be involved in wrongdoing will be held accountable without fear or favor. Currently, Jonathan Eric Gardner has been linked to several major criminal matters in the United States, primarily involving narcotics trafficking. He was arrested after surviving a plane crash off the Florida coast on May 12th. U.S. federal prosecutors charged him with conspiracy to import cocaine into the United States. Authorities allege he was part of an international trafficking network moving cocaine from Colombia through the Bahamas into the United States. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says it continues to seek consular access to the Bahamian citizen and will remain engaged with the United States on the matter. And so far, the Bahamas Consul General has not been allowed access to the detainee. Now we're told that Gardner will be arraigned in a New York court at 11 a.m. on Thursday. Back to you in studio.
Well, in other news tonight, the government's launched an initiative to help small businesses reduce energy cost and improve efficiency. The Free Energy Audit Initiative, funded through the Green Climate Fund, will provide no-cost energy assessments to micro, small, and medium-sized businesses in Abaco, Eleuthera, and here in New Providence. Officials say participating businesses will receive expert recommendations on reducing utility costs, improving energy efficiency, and exploring renewable energy solutions. The program targets businesses in sectors including hospitality, manufacturing, agribusiness, and commerce. Government officials say the initiative forms part of a broader national effort to strengthen sustainability, reduce emissions, and support long-term economic resilience across the Bahamas.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Ding bang ding, ding ding bang, bang bang bang, ding bang ding, ding bang ding, ding ding bang, bang bang bang, ding bang ding, ding bang ding, ding bang ding, ding ding bang.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Take your business to the next level by joining the Tourism Development Corporation's Tourism Business and Products Registry. This registry will act as a hub for all Bahamian tourism-related ventures across the blue, green, and orange economies, ensuring that our entrepreneurs get the support, access, and connections they need to help develop a stronger business and ultimately a stronger industry. Join now at tdcbahamas.com.
Only at Popeyes can you get the amazing deal of 5 pieces of chicken for $10 at all Popeyes locations. Visit us every day, any day, and get your 5 for 10 only at Popeyes.
Y'all again?
Monday, Popeyes. Tuesday, Popeyes. Wednesday, Popeyes. Thursday, Popeyes. Friday, Popeyes. Saturday, Popeyes.
Girl, what we getting for lunch today? Popeyes again?
Every single day, give me Popeyes.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Well, good vibes only, and to help us out with that, we're going to toss it now to Marlena and Royston, who join us live for a sneak peek of Access Now.
I see what you did there. I'm not going to say anything. When I was coming in actually to the studio today, I had an interesting situation where I was embarrassed by my phone. I don't know if this ever happened to you, but I was hailing the security officer, and she asked, "How are you?" And I said, "I'm doing very well," and my phone answered instead. Well, I don't know what's up with that. Have you ever experienced that? Your phone embarrassing you in public situations where you're talking?
That's never happened. I'll have a video start playing full volume. That's usually my moment of like, oh, yeah. But like, I've never had Siri decide that she wants to be part of the conversation, too.
I'll try and turn that feature off.
But speaking of conversations tonight, we're going to be talking a lot about parliamentary fashion, what we've been seeing during all these swearing-in ceremonies, and I'm sure you've been seeing a lot of it too, Makushla. And then if anyone's looking for a job, there's a job fair coming up, so you should hang out and see what our guests have to say about that. It could be you.
Very exciting stuff coming up.
Well, two of several good stories coming up in Access Now. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight. The National Report continues after this.
Near, far, where can I get 3 flavors in one pizza?
In here, at Little Caesars.
Ahoy! Then I'll take it for a great price.
It's not madness, it's Little Caesars.
Pizza.
3 flavors, 1 happy you for just $11 VAT inclusive. Now available at all 5 of our locations. Little Caesars Oaks Field, Carmichael Road, East Street Pineapple Plaza, Charles Saunders Highway, and 1 East Plaza. It's not madness, it's Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Being a linesman requires precision, courage, and skill. But imagine putting those abilities to the test in a regional competition. That's exactly what a 6-member delegation from the Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited did, as they proudly represented the Bahamas at Carolex Line Workers Rodeo and Symposium in Dominica.
Line workers from across the region faced off in a competition designed to test their technical expertise, safety knowledge, and speed in real-world scenarios. We caught up with members of Team Bahamas who shared their thoughts on the experience.
I'm looking forward to the friendly competition and to see how we stack up
against the rest of the Caribbean when it comes to climbing and little techniques and tricks that you can incorporate into your line of work every day.
Events like these is good because at the end of the day, when we do go on hurricane restorations, everyone is on the same page. Safety practices, the safety aspects of it, so it wouldn't be nothing new for anyone.
Participants competed demonstrating their ability to climb poles, rescue colleagues, and restore power efficiently and safely. But it wasn't all smooth sailing.
It's kind of rainy. Being a lineman, rain don't stop you. Like, this is basically a normal thing for us, working in the rain and weather conditions not being the best, but we just pull through and do what we gotta do.
I was really only disappointed about one event that I didn't get to do too well in, but everything else was pretty good. I feel like I did my best.
Being at the symposium with all of the other teams from the various Caribbean islands, it's been helpful in the camaraderie. There's a barrier, right? So you're able to bridge that. It's pivotal to be able to forge relationships, build these friendships.
For Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited, this experience was more than competition. This was about building regional bonds, sharing knowledge, and empowering the people who help to keep us energized every day.
Welcome back to another episode of The Movement. For generations, Potter's Key Dock has powered livelihoods without ever being powered itself. This historic marine hub has operated through ingenuity, resilience, and makeshift solutions. But today, it stands on the threshold of transformation. Well, the groundwork has officially started to electrify the Potter's Key Dock for the very first time in our nation's history. And the Ministry of Energy is calling the project a major step in modernization and sustainability. The Ministry of Energy is now laying the groundwork to electrify the dock for the very first time. And leading the charge is Energy Minister JoBeth Colby Davis, who toured the site, meeting with vendors whose daily lives stand to benefit from this long-awaited upgrade.
I think all the vendors are grateful for it because we use sometimes 4 or 5 generators a year. And I want to say thank you to the minister.
So today, this project means access to reliable and sustainable power to continue to grow their businesses.
The electrification project is being led by the Ministry of Energy, working alongside Bahamas Power and Light, the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, and the Ministry of Works. This new system will introduce lowering operational costs and environmental impact over time.
Each individual stall will have their own dedicated meter. We are also installing spare infrastructure for the next 20, 30, even 40 years.
The Ministry of Energy is so proud to be at the forefront of this national and historic initiative, and we invite everyone to celebrate the electrification of Potter's Key Dock.
Now, vendors say that more reliable electricity changes everything. But of course, the Ministry of Energy says that this project is just a part of a more elaborate plan to make the Bahamas into a more energy-efficient place.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Good to grow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
From farm to finished product, the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources officially opens its new cultivation center at the Gladstone Road Agricultural Center. This gives farmers and agri-processors the tools to create goods like jams, tomato paste, grits, and more. Minister Jomo Campbell weighs in on what this means for agriculture in the Bahamas.
This center
creates the environment for growth in production, in training, in research, and growth in opportunity for Bahamians who wish to participate in this sector. It is facilities like these that help us to reduce dependence on imports, strengthen local supply chains, and empower more Bahamians to grow, to produce, and to contribute to the national economy.
Also in attendance and shared remarks was Minister Clay Sweeting, Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs.
But this cultivation center represents progress, not just for agriculture, but for the Bahamas as a whole. And as we continue to build a stronger and more resilient nation, we must remain focused on creating systems that support our people today, tomorrow, and for generations to come. I would also like to recognize Axum Architecture for their role in bringing this project to life, the team at the Ministry of Works, who worked along with the Ministry of Agriculture to ensure that what was needed was facilitated to get us to this day today.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Keith Bryan Jr.
Do you know what it takes to work as a parliamentary secretary? We've got the details tonight.
Plus, the Bahamas elevating its role in global maritime affairs. Those details straight ahead.
Also hear how clothing stores profited during the recent general election.
And in sports, soccer playoffs in both GSSA and BMSL heat up.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. On this thankful Tuesday, I'm Royce Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Welcome indeed. Now, today marks the birthday of Malcolm X, one of the most discussed, quoted, and studied civil rights figures in history. And what's interesting is how the words of figures like him still find their way into modern conversations decades later.
It's true.
Yes.
And whether it's Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., or so many other human rights leaders throughout history, their impact was never just about their era. It was about challenging people to think deeper, ask more questions, and just push society forward.
Absolutely. And that ability to keep those conversations going might be the most powerful legacy of all. And I think one of the quotes that Malcolm X comes to mind is, "A man who stands for nothing will fall for anything." That's one I like the most.
There you go.
And with that said, let's dive right into the news. The executive appointments of the Davis administration's second term are now complete with the appointments of 5 new parliamentary secretaries. The group was sworn in at Government House earlier this afternoon, but a question perhaps less explored is what is the exact role of a parliamentary secretary? By definition, it is a member of a governing political party appointed to assist a cabinet minister with their portfolio duties. It's a job that Member of Parliament-elect for Nassau Village, Jamal Strawn, is quite familiar with. He recently served in that role at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Well, they should expect to act as a support to the minister, of course, and also to be that repository for those hard decisions that are made internal in the ministry as we go through with the term. Well, initially, it might seem daunting, right? Because you are the parliamentary secretary, and most of the technical work actually falls on your desk. But the technical staff throughout the ministries are supportive. You act as more so the governmental agent, the government agent with the minister, and when you mesh them two together, you either have a very good parliamentary secretary or you have a very good public service. In any event, you have a good servant of the people.
The former parliamentary secretary encouraged younger participation in politics and public service, having been sworn in at just 33 years old. Strawn says his journey is proof that young Bahamians are capable of establishing a viable political career.
I am twice elected, under 40, and I think it speaks as a testament to the quality of young Bahamians that we have, the quality of young representation that the PLP is putting forward. And I've continuously made a plea for young persons to step forward. Be bold. This is the time for us to move to the forefront. So I'll continue to push that door open for young people as I move beyond 40.
Well, as the country prepares for the pomp and pageantry of the new parliamentary term tomorrow, businesses here in the capital are cashing in on the rush for political apparel, custom merchandise, and high fashion looks fit for the swearing-in ceremony. Shaquille Dames takes a closer look.
From custom party gear to embroidered campaign apparel, businesses across New Providence say election season brought a major boost in demand. Managing Director at Janae's Uniform Center, Martha Wallace, says both major political parties tuned to local manufacturers to help meet their campaign needs.
They had them pre-made, but we do it locally here. We have had two of the major parties, like I mentioned. They would have come in for the DTF. Okay, we have those DTF going, we have the embroidery going, and we had them going for the two major parties.
And with the focus now shifting from campaign trial to the halls of Parliament, boutiques and fashion stores are also seeing an increase in customers preparing for the official ceremonies. Owner of Kingdom Woman Culture, Bernadette Smith, says business has surged with senators, members of Parliament, and supporters all preparing for the highly anticipated event.
We have a lot of customers shopping for Back to Parliament. We have persons who are being sworn in, senators, MPs, and then a lot of persons who are attending the event. So that has spiked business tremendously. Well, I'm excited with seeing the fascinators, the beautiful dresses, all the diverse different colors. Because, you know, us Bahamian women, we know how to put ourselves together because we are indeed the best dressed women in the world.
I love the fascinators that they have. And I came in 1 minute. I found an outfit to go to the swearing in. I must say, they have a lot of fashion here. Anything you're looking for is in this store.
As Parliament prepares to open tomorrow, some local business owners are looking back on election season and whether it influenced customer activity in stores. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Shaquille Dames.
I'll say it again, the best dressed women in the world. Thanks so much, Shaquille. The Bahamas has been officially recognized as a member state of the International Hydrographic Organization, the global body responsible for setting standards related to hydrographic surveying and nautical charting. It is a move officials say strengthens the country's role in global maritime affairs. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says the membership in the organization will enhance the Bahamas' ability to support safer navigation, marine mapping, coastal management, and ocean sustainability initiatives. Officials add that the recognition is especially significant for a nation heavily dependent on maritime transportation, tourism, and marine resources. Of course, still to come, want a job at LPIA? We've got the details on their upcoming job fair.
And of course, our Diane Dorset has your Access weather forecast, so stay close.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Grand Bahama, we've helped 486 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $14.4 million in approved funding, the SBDC is strengthening Grand Bahama's economy by investing in its leading sectors: food and beverage, tourism, and fishing. Every business we support strengthens the economy, starting with yours. SBDC Bahamas.
Take your business to the next level by joining the Tourism Development Corporation's Tourism Business and Products Registry. This registry will act as a hub for all Bahamian tourism-related ventures across the blue, green, and orange economies, ensuring that our entrepreneurs get the support, access, and connections they need to help develop a stronger business and ultimately a stronger industry. Join now at tdcbahamas.com.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, at Shop Smart, at Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
It's
Tuesday, and I hope everyone had a great day. It's time for your Access weather forecast. Your quick look at what's shaping our weather for the next few days. Well, the Bahamas continues to settle into a summer-like weather pattern with breezy east winds, tropical humidity, and daily storm chances. We're now in our wet season and a little less than 2 weeks away from the start of the Atlantic hurricane season. And taking a look at our satellite picture, we're seeing mostly cloudy skies across the central and southeast Bahamas. This cloudiness is due to a troughing stretching from a mid-level low pressure northeast of the Bahamas. Therefore, the chance of showers are more elevated over the central and southeast Bahamas, with isolated showers likely over parts of the northwest Bahamas tonight and tomorrow. Now, temperature-wise, in a few days, we'll see our temperatures gradually climb into the upper 80s and even hitting 90 degrees later on. And we know with humidity, it will feel slightly warmer. Now, looking at our 3-day boating forecast, in the northwest and central Bahamas tonight, we'll get easterly winds at 12 to 18 knots, seas at 3 to 6 feet. Therefore, small craft operators are advised to exercise caution. We'll get a high tide at 11:01 this evening. In the southeast Bahamas, easterly winds at 15 to 20 knots, seas at 4 to 7 feet, and a small craft caution still in effect. Then on Wednesday, in the northwest Bahamas, easterly winds again, 10 to 15 knots, seas at 2 to 4 feet, a high tide at 11:27 in the morning, followed by a low tide at 5:32 in the afternoon. In the central Bahamas, east to southeast winds are shifting a bit, 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 feet. And finally, in the southeast Bahamas on Wednesday, southeast winds, 15 to 20 knots, seas at 4 to 7 feet. Therefore, small craft operators are advised to exercise caution. Now, finally, in the northwest and the central Bahamas on Thursday, southeast winds, 10 to 15 knots, seas at 2 to 4 feet. We'll get a low tide at 6:33 in the morning, followed by a high tide at 12:29 in the afternoon. And in the southeast Bahamas, once again, southeast winds, 15 to 20 knots, seas at 4 to 7 feet, and that small craft caution still in effect. Meanwhile, rough surf and dangerous beach conditions continue. So a moderate to high risk of rip currents remains in effect for all Atlantic beaches through at least Wednesday evening due to persistent onshore winds. It is time now for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Just keep your eye out for them road troopers passing by. I'm a boatman, a seaman. My work is on the water. Free diving, throwing out line is how I survive. Oh, come on. Yeah, let's go.
That was your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance, and that wraps up your Access weather forecast. But join me again at 11 for a full weather update. Have a great evening, everyone.
As always, well appreciated, Diane. Now, Lyndon Pinling International Airport, in partnership with the Department of Labor, will host the 3rd annual LPIA Job Fair next week, Wednesday. That's May 27th at the National Training Agency on Gladstone Road.
And joining us tonight with specific details is NAD's Marketing Coordinator, Charlotte Knowles-Thompson, and Department of Labor Manager, Simone Thurston.
Thank you so much for joining us on Access Now. So great to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Good evening.
Great to be here. Absolutely. Now, I have to ask you, what kind of companies and what kind of roles can job seekers expect to find at this event?
So we're looking at all the franchises, basically at the airport, the Wendy's, the Starbucks, the Quiznos. We have a new lounge coming on stream. Oh. Global Lounge Network, very upscale, very state-of-the-art, very elegant. So we're looking for infrastructure coordinators, supervisors, sales, personnel. We're looking for bartenders. We're looking for cooks. We're looking for hostesses. I mean, there's a job there for everybody.
Quite the range.
Such a wide range of roles,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
That's great to hear. I love the sound of that lounge, too. I'm going to have to get details about that.
We got to go back and buy some tickets. Now, we know this isn't your first year doing this job fair. Can you tell us a little bit about how last year's went?
Last year was very, very successful. We had over 630 persons attend.
That's quite a lot.
It was absolutely phenomenal, and we were able to onboard more than 100 of those persons. So it was very successful. Every year we see it growing, and we are happy to partner with the Department of Labor, you know, to facilitate this job fair.
Phenomenal. I have to ask you, this is something that's been happening for quite some time, and last year you spoke about it just now. How did last year's event go, and what kind of numbers did we see come out, if you recall?
We had over 600 registered last year.
Wow.
And about 300 plus actually came out. and attended the job fair. So it was quite successful.
That's good to hear.
How impactful are these partnerships that you guys have with private companies looking to find new workers?
Well, it's extremely impactful, and I must say, on behalf of the Minister of Labor, the Honorable Pierre Glover Roll, and the Director of Labor, Mr. Howard Thompson, we are pleased to partner with LPIA in this job fair initiative.
I imagine it's hard to
we do
find.
have a skills bank, and we're able to reach out to persons. Persons are constantly on our job search.
On your radar.
Yes, and we're able to ask them to come out to the job fair, attend the job fair. So we're getting the message out there. So the partnership works.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting the message out there, is this open to everyone, or do you have to register? Can they walk in, for example?
It's
for this event.
We do have a QR code that persons are able to register, but we won't turn anyone away. Right.
I like
The
that.
registry is encouraged.
Yes.
But
It is encouraged because if you're not onboarded there, you know, then there's the opportunity of you being, for the Department of Labor, helping you find
in the
employment.
future, right.
And so that's why the partnership is so important. We can only do so much at the airport, and then we depend on the Department of Labor to
and their
help.
resources and their network.
You're not successful at this event, there's still the potential for a future role.
Exactly. So that's why it's important to register, get your information
Be on that
in
list.
the system, right? So that they can reach you. Right?
So, and now, for those people who are coming out trying to find their job, do you have any tips, top tips for the job seekers, things that they need to know or bring?
Absolutely. Dress professionally. Dress for the job that you want, right? Dress professionally. Don't come dragging slippers or wearing the tight-up clothes or the tight shirt. Dress professionally so that the employers can take you serious, right? Walk with your up-to-date resume, police record if you have it. Now, we won't turn you away if you don't have them, but it helps the onboarding process move along much smoother and much quicker, right? And come with an open mind. We have over 15 companies that will be there. So come to spend some time with us. Interview with all of them. Don't just come with the mindset that, okay, I only want to interview with the lounge. They only have so many openings to each company. And so you don't want to say, okay, I only want to be with this company, and then you're not successful with that company. So keep an open mind. Come to spend the day with us from 9 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. 15 companies will be there. Interview with everybody. You never know where your opportunity lies.
9 till 2:30.
Great advice right there. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. And all the best for that job fair. And I hope everyone was listening. And if you're looking for a job, now you know where to be on Wednesday. Stay with us. Sports with Amajal Knowles is up right after this break.
The opening of Parliament, filled with pomp and circumstance and steeped in tradition. Wednesday, May 20th, Parliament will reconvene. The government will lay out its legislative agenda for the new session and outline national objectives in a speech from the throne, which will be read from the Imperial Ballroom of Atlantis Resort on Paradise Island. Join the ZNS Network for live coverage of this all-important event. The opening of Parliament, Wednesday, May 20th, beginning at 9 a.m. on the ZNS Television and Radio Network and streaming on our YouTube and Facebook platforms.
With our adoption by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
We figured that we could use the First Bahamas branch of Toastmasters Club 1600, an all-male club that specializes and focuses on developing young men for leadership through communication.
This program has grown and has impacted our school in such a positive way that I don't think we'll ever have them leave us.
Too often, instead of us looking within, we look outside for someone to blame. Go take a look in the mirror. Instead of trying to identify what the problems are, let's try and figure out how we become a part of the solution.
We are teaching these children how to dream beyond their community.
Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. It's all about action on the pitch. Starting off first with the Bahamas Men's Soccer League knockout finals taking place at the Roscoe Davies Soccer Field on Sunday. The crowd that made it out to support their clubs certainly got their money's worth. In the opener, in the third place game, would be the league champs, the UB Mingos, kicking off against United FC. The Mingos entering this game with a chip on their shoulders, having their dreams of winning both the league and knockout cup titles dashed at the hands of Dynamos FC. The Mingos would indeed look like the sharper team between the two, shutting out United FC 3-0 to secure the third place finish.
Bittersweet. I'm happy that we won. We should have scored more goals, and unfortunately we had a bad injury to the heart and soul of the team in the first half, Alex St. Hilaire. But outside of that, we can be content with how the game went.
Oh, just happy to help the team, but all in through was a team effort. We lost the semifinal last game, but we wanted to come on and prove ourselves.
Kevin, are you satisfied with the position your team secured coming out of the end of the season?
I can say yes. We still won the league. We wanted to win the cup as well, but we tried our best, 2-2.
And after that, it would be the championship game, and it certainly would be no love lost between the aforementioned Dynamos FC and Inter Nassau FC, as they would have a wire-to-wire battle in the title game. But it would be the Dynamos managing to find the back of the net twice in this one that would ultimately give them the decisive edge, be able to eke out the 2-1 victory, and allow them to take home the prestigious Knockout Cup trophy.
It's been a long journey. We worked hard. We had some disappointments along the way during the season, but we fought at the end and we came back and we rose up to the challenge to win this Knockout Cup championship. Well, I just had to keep telling them to be patient and don't let their emotions get the best of them. Keep their heads in the game and keep playing, because I know that we were the better team. We just have to stay focused.
And on Monday, it was the juniors of the GSSA trying to secure their spot in the title game. Games began with girls play. The LW Young squad coming out firing, cruising past DW Davis with a dominant 3-0 victory to secure their place in the championship match. Over on the other field, fans were treated to a thriller between the H.O. Nash Lions and the Anatole Rogers Timberwolves. After a hard-fought battle, the game ended level, and it was on to penalties. In the end, the Lions held their composure, converting enough penalty kicks to edge past the Timberwolves and punch their ticket to the finals, where they will face LW Young for the championship. Here's what both teams had to say following their big wins.
They have come from far. Many of them learned the game throughout the season, and they have developed the real meaning of the game, understanding each position. I am proud of the teamwork. They've learned how to share the ball, and they've learned how to communicate on the field rather than just kicking the ball around and running on the field.
I don't think my girls exactly played well, so we got to go back to practice tomorrow. We practice lunchtime, practice after school to regroup. We really struggled with finishing and scoring goals during the regulation time. And so tomorrow we got finishing and shooting practice to make sure that when we play on Wednesday that we get the win during the regulation time and not in penalty kicks.
Over on the junior boys side, it was a nail-biting showdown between the Anatole Rogers Timberwolves and the AF Adderley Tigers. Both teams battling from start to finish in a tense, hard-fought contest that also needed sudden death penalties to decide a winner. In the end, the Tigers held their nerve-edging pass to Timberwolves with the decisive kick to punch their ticket to the title game. The other semifinal featured S.E. McPherson taking on C.H. Reeves in another tightly contested battle. Both teams traded chances throughout the match, but it was the Sharks who found the breakthrough in the second half for a 3-0 win to secure their spot in the finals.
I think that the rough first half you spoke of, it was as a result of the boys not making the passes early. And that is what we have to always practice and emphasize. Make the passes when you see it, and it will become easy.
I talk to my boys from we starting to practice. I let them know we have to stick as a team, stick together, no matter what it is. We have to fight. And then the second half, I talk to them, let them know if we're losing, I want everybody, we put up a fight.
And in baseball news, well, it must be the Pants. Jazz Chisholm Jr. crushing his 5th home run of the year, seeming to have turned the corner on what was a relatively cold start to the season. In an effort to break out of his early season slump, the Yankees second baseman has been wearing his teammate Giancarlo Stanton's uniform trousers and using Jose Caballero's bat. Chisholm produced his 4th straight multi-hit game and snapped a 5-5 tie by poking a 2-1 splitter from Yarel Rodriguez off of the middle left field foul pole. The Yankees would win 7-6. Jazz currently batting .237 on the year with 5 homers. And that's been a look at your sports on this Tuesday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
The opening of Parliament, filled with pomp and circumstance and steeped in tradition. Wednesday, May 20th, Parliament will reconvene. The government will lay out its legislative agenda for the new session and outline national objectives in a speech from the throne, which will be read from the Imperial Ballroom of Atlantis Resort on Paradise Island. Join the ZNS Network for live coverage of this all-important event. The opening of Parliament, Wednesday, May 20th, beginning at 9 a.m. on the ZNS Television and Radio Network and streaming on our YouTube and Facebook platforms.
The idea of taking swimming lessons to the Bahamian public was something that we thought was a great idea, and so we started Let's Swim Bahamas.
I've always been a learn to swim coach and a life-saving coach, and so this is now my turn to kind of really see learn to swim being developed.
Although we ran swift swimming for some 30 years and we offered Let's Swim lessons, we knew we were only touching a small percentage of the Bahamian public.
I enjoy the children and how happy and excited and joyful they are. I mean, some of them come from maybe hard homes. Maybe they're bullied at school. Who knows what they have? But when they come here, it's a very positive thing for them.
At the end of the day, more kids will be fulfilled, more kids will have a life-saving skill, and more kids will stay away from crime.
Crime-free.
Looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
That's a wrap for us here at On Access Now.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Hopefully we see you right back here tomorrow night.
Good night,
everybody.
The opening of Parliament, filled with pomp and circumstance and steeped in tradition. Wednesday, May 20th, Parliament will reconvene. The government will lay out its legislative agenda for the new session and outline national objectives in the